If you're a Steelers fan and you wave that terrible towel and you don't watch this podcast regularly, you're missing the boat.
Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast. And now, here are the boys of Steelers Realm.
Hey, Steelers Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Steelers Realm Podcast. Special thanks going out to my man, Andy Hart, with that golden voice in the intro there. Thanks, Andy. Always appreciate that. Anyhow, welcome, Steeler Nation. I'm one of your hosts, JT, joined by a great cast tonight. I love this panel we put together for you. Starting off with one of my partners in crime, Freight Train, great fan of ours, a regular listener and contributor, Chris, in the house. And of course, my main man, right-hand man at Ace and Steelers know-it-all, my man Kitch. And then bringing in to kind of wrap up our panel tonight, Adam from at Sports Talking It. So welcome, guys. Good to be with you tonight, man. Thanks for jumping on last minute like some of you have. So appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thanks for the invite, though.
Yeah,
hey,
man. Always
at least
I can still talk, guys, but just to let you know, if this camera, it was acting up before I got in here, so I don't know what's going on with it. Just heard some thunder outside. So yeah, we're gonna be
great
doing
effect going.
I'm waiting for you ever watch the movie The
Oh,
Ring? I'm waiting for the girl to come out of the screen and like attack me and drag me in the well.
Well, that's funny because I sent JT a picture. Yeah, it went off. But
Yeah,
I
we
sent
still got your
JT
audio, so you're good.
So I sent JT a picture earlier about where the draft's going to be. I don't know if he was able to upload it to StreamYard or not, but I thought it was pretty funny. Speaking of girls coming out of girls coming out, it had someone put Club Erotica, and then it said NFL Draft on the front of the building.
Yeah. Hey, and JT, it's nice that Chris is here so he can defend himself when I accuse him of smoking pot.
All right.
I never tried to stop my life.
Yeah.
All right.
I did.
Freight Train will pass you one over. There you go.
There you go.
There it is. Keep it rolling.
I don't know how I had such good form. I really don't. But
Hey, shout out to Larry. First one on tonight, Larry.
the hat guy, which hat you got on, Larry? We need pictures.
He's not worried about it. He wants to have a beer. So y'all,
I'd love to
y'all
have a beer too.
I think Chris has one there, doesn't he? Local brewery,
Yeah, right here.
Pennsylvania. There it is.
I'm more of a
America's
Rolling
oldest
Rock
brewer.
guy myself.
What's that, Frank?
I'm more of a Rolling Rock guy myself. I like that Latrobe beer.
It's not made in Latrobe.
That's right. It's not Latrobe anymore.
Well, you know what?
It has
We
been
still say
for
it
probably 15, 20 years.
Well, I'm just going to sit like this and see if it works.
There, that's working.
Hey, whatever works.
That's it. Still
Like I
got the
said,
black and gold in the background, so you're good. You're good.
Oh yeah, I got my steel. My favorite jersey's right behind me though, the 1948 Honest Wagner manager jersey.
Nice. Nice.
I feel like
Well,
that
hey,
one.
we got a lot of topics to kick it around. It's the off season, just getting into OTAs. We'll chat about that. Also, a lot of rumor mill floating around out there. Everybody has their opinions of what's going on. But the players have chimed up a little bit and leaked some information about their thoughts on the new offense. So we'll get into that, as well as any other topics we want to bring up, including a former Pittsburgh Steeler filed bankruptcy and all kind of fun stuff to chat about tonight. So
about our
With
big signing?
that said, yeah, and another big signing too. So
I
since
don't
you brought
have
that
everything.
up, why don't we? Yeah, no, not big. Another signing, but why don't we kick it off with that, Adam? Your thoughts on a new running back in the house?
Well, let's see. Are we talking about the guy that's probably going to line up as wide receiver number 2, possibly, or are we talking about the guy we just signed less than 6 hours ago,
Yeah, the guy we just signed.
Latrell Penny?
P. Ryan.
Lorraine, sorry, cousin of Lorraine.
Let's
Guy
just
out
call
there.
him LaMichael P.
Okay,
That way we don't screw.
Michael
TA's
P.
not here to butcher the last names, so
Yeah, I was just gonna say
and
TA couldn't make it tonight. He's on the road, so Adam, thanks for making up for his.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible at names, boys. So it's all.
oh,
good.
we're used to it. It's okay on this show.
What do
Good night, Larry.
You know, he only stands out as the one game, and it was against the Chargers that really stuck out in the 2023 season. It was 77 yards. I think he had 8 catches for not very many yards, but that was his best game of 2023. I don't even know if he was on the active playoff roster for the Chiefs, actually. But, we need depth, I guess, because they're not sold totally on Harrison Warren for some unknown reason. But,
Well, with Harris, I think it's a wait and see. I mean, they're just going to wait and see what he does. I think at this point, it's unfortunate that the Steelers, it's a money thing. That 50-year option is just not feasible right now.
I'm not even looking at it that deep. Okay, we don't have Anthony McFarland on this roster anymore. Somebody has to take the bulk of the carries in camp. We're not going to be playing Jalen Warren and Najee Harris in preseason games because you can't afford them to get hurt, especially in this run-heavy offense.
Right,
you need both of them to be at full strength when the games actually matter. So I think this is more of a depth signing for camp and for the preseason games, and he can audition to get onto another roster. I don't see it amounting to much more than that because we already have 7 running backs on this roster.
That's
I mean, you got Najee, you got Jalen Warren. Justin Fields has to be playing some sort of hybrid role. I think he's still starting at quarterback, but we can dive into that later.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see it more than anything but that. And then you got Cordell Patterson too, who is primarily a running back as well, if he's not returning kicks. So I don't see any room on this roster for him once we break camp and break the preseason games.
So you think he'll be here for a couple preseason games? Is that what you're getting at, right?
Yeah, he's just going to take the bulk of the carries in the preseason. Somebody has to run the rock.
Right. Right. What are your thoughts on all those running backs, Kitch?
I'm not entirely sure what they're doing with the all these signings at running back, considering we have those two. But I definitely agree with Freight Train there about the camp carries. That's probably the reason we brought P. Ryan in.
Well, and you've seen it the past couple years. I mean, we've seen it, Anthony McFarland taking the bulk of carries. We had Master Teague in here the last 2 years taking the bulk of the carries. He got hurt, albeit, but, he was taking the majority of the carries and, the plethora of other running backs that didn't make the roster. I just don't see it anything more than what we've previously stated.
Yeah,
Chris could have something off the wall too to say. I don't know. He's hard to read.
I was looking forward to.
He has a poker face on. You can't read what he's thinking.
Yeah, P. Ryan. He's another big body guy, 5'11", 215. I could see him using on the special teams since this new kickoff role they're putting in. Maybe the second guy back there.
So you're thinking he may make it through?
I think he could be the third or fourth running back on the team, along with Patterson and Warren and Najee.
Could be.
I think Edward might be the.
But you guys got to think. You also got to think they did sign that running back from Georgia to an undrafted rookie free agent as well. So
Yeah,
you got to get him in too.
Edwards.
Yeah, so you got to pick. Is it age before beauty, or you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Yeah, beauty. No.
He's another stocky running back too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like I said, I just don't understand it. Why can't we pick up wide receivers like we're picking up running backs? I mean, clearly the wide receiver room needs more help. Where are those guys at? How many running backs are we just running the ball every single down? Like, we're not even going to pass the ball.
We're going to environment because that's what Smith loves to do. Tight end.
I think like 9 receivers on the team now.
Yeah, but the last let's see, 7 of them you could just combine into one wide receiver because they're all the same.
What did you guys think of Wilson? The wide receiver, obviously.
I think he'll be a great slot guy. That's my thought. I don't know if he's that deep guy, or not. What do you think, Kitch?
I think Roman Wilson. Yeah, Roman Wilson could be a good slot guy. I mean, like, we haven't even fully seen what Calvin Austin can do on the other side of him.
Right, when healthy.
When healthy, I mean, look back at the Raiders game last year. He kind of went off there, and I think we can actually use his speed to stretch the defense. So maybe Roman Wilson can have better luck underneath.
You're one of the few. I'm with you, Kitch. You're one of the few that talk good on Calvin Austin. I hear so much negative on this kid, and I'm like, he's what, 6'3". He's got speed. I think he's going to be the number 2, but that's just me.
I thought Cal was a lot shorter than that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I think he's like maybe 6 foot.
Is he? I thought he was 6'3". I don't know why. I don't know.
Still got speed though. At least that's what I think. It's one of the reasons why they picked him up and drafted him.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Oh,
do that.
Small, speedy guy.
Why did I get 6 foot out of that? I don't know.
And that brings me to
I'm like 5'5", so everyone's taller than me, so everyone looks huge.
that brings me to my point, and I said it, during the draft when we got him. We needed a wide receiver. We needed a number 2. Roman Wilson reminds me of something we've already have on this roster, a small slot guy. You got Roman Wilson, you got Calvin Austin. We signed Quez Watkins. You put those 3 together, they're typically the same type of guy, same type of wide receiver. We need a bigger body to go out on the outside and make plays downfield. That's what we've been missing. We had that in Deontay Johnson, what we just drafted, but we didn't utilize him correctly. So now you're going to try to do something with Roman Wilson that failed with Deontay Johnson. That just doesn't make sense to me. You're playing a guy out of his natural position. Like, he's a slot guy. He's not a guy that's going to run downfield and make a play with the ball in the air.
Well, let's be honest. The Deontay Johnson issue wasn't so much of the player issue. I mean, yeah, we didn't get nearly out of him what we expected in that year with his dropsies. But he wanted out of Pittsburgh. Yeah, he had a bad attitude, and I think they were just like, let's get rid of him, get rid of the cancer, and let's move on, and we'll deal with it.
But so I think everybody on this panel would agree with me when I say the plays that we remember with Deontay Johnson was him coming across the field. His lateral quickness was better than his vertical quickness.
Well, and it's too bad they didn't have a quarterback or a offensive coordinator to account for that.
Well, that's what ultimately was, JT.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sold on him. Like, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he ends up being more of like a Jarvis Landry, a tough, smaller wide receiver. I hope that's the style of wide receiver we're getting. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess he's good at run blocking, so that matches our philosophy of running the ball every single down. At least he's going to block somebody on the outside.
Well, they're all going to need to.
Well, like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Austin played on the outside and Rome was still in the slot, just because I've seen that, like, a lot of times that he has been on the field, they've been lining him up out wide.
Yeah. But the only thing is, you look at the average NFL cornerback, they're well over 6 foot now. There's no more smaller cornerbacks anymore.
Yeah, not unless they're in the nickel, so.
Yeah, these cornerbacks on the outside are 6'2", 6'4". They're big guys. Look at Joey Porter Jr. He's 6'4". So I don't know. I don't understand the philosophy of having a roster full of small wide receivers. I don't see how this works. Maybe Arthur Smith is going to take a play out of Matt Canada's playbook, and we're going to have jet sweeps.
Oh, no. No more jet sweeps.
You know what I mean? It's just a playbook full of different jet sweeps for these wide receivers.
The Canada offense 2.0. I don't know. With Arthur Smith, I really wouldn't be that surprised.
I caught Haley.
It's just, our passing offense is going to be running back screens.
Well, let's talk about that offense now. According to Mark Caboli, it was reported, I don't know, it was a day or two ago. He says, what I hear coming out of Steelers is that the players absolutely love Arthur Smith's offense. One told me that is unreal. He goes on to say, going to be interesting to put eyes on it too. First day OTAs started on Tuesday. They'll be on the practice field for the next 4 weeks. So,
well,
what do you think of that comment? That sounds encouraging.
Darius Rush is sure reading it very quickly. He's having to stand out a couple of passes today.
Well, JT, I compare it like this. You know, when you're in prison for so long, when you finally get out, you love life and you don't take it for granted ever again. Okay, that's how it was for these players in the Matt Canada offense.
They were in the Matt Canada prison.
Of course, another person is going to be better than what they're used to. Of course, they're going to say all that. And of course, the players are saying that because half the roster is running backs. So, I mean, yeah, of course they're all going to love this offense. It's way different than what they're used to.
Well, that remains to be seen. But yeah, interesting to get you guys' take on that so far. Chris, what are your thoughts on that statement? Think it's just camp fodder, rookie fodder, that kind of stuff?
I think that it's legit. I think this offense is going to put some numbers on the scoreboard this year. And I heard that Wilson has been impressive so far as a rookie. So let's hope it turns out on the game day.
Well, let's hope it translates to that. Yeah, certainly.
I'm kind of excited for all these new players, new offense. Kind of exciting.
How long do you guys think it's going to take to click on Sundays and Mondays? And how are these guys going to react in that 10 games in that 3 game span in 10 days?
Well, I tell you what. I almost called you Aaron because of TA, but I know it's Adam.
Done this before.
Don't put up with that shit.
So this is what I do like about our schedule, because I absolutely hate the overall schedule, but the NFL gods did look upon us. The first 6 games of our schedule are very, very winnable games. There's a lot of teams on there that weren't playoff caliber teams that I think will be able to win these games while we're still trying to figure things out. Like, there shouldn't be much to figure out. I mean, they got all these OTAs, the whole preseason, training camp and whatnot. But it's easier to find your groove against subpar teams before you hit the backstretch when this schedule really, really gets tough.
Does anyone think we're going to be 7-2 going into the backstretch?
No. If you do, you're not realistic.
I think we could. I think we could before we hit that first game against Baltimore on the 11th.
We haven't done our season predictions yet. We haven't gone
I'm
through
just
it.
saying, like at a quick glance, we were like, we could be 7-2 going into that back stretch, and then everything's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, but you got to take into account for that random game or two we dropped to a team that doesn't even have any business competing with us.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
That
thinking.
could be the first 9 games of the season, then, according to that rate.
Yeah, like the
It could be.
Colts.
You know, I don't know. I hope it's not, because I think the big thing with this roster now is solely what we have under center now is what's going to make the big difference. Okay, you got Russell Wilson, whether he's starting or not, is somebody that can kind of take more of a leadership role. You know, he's been there, done that. I think these guys are listening to that because you hear it in pretty much all the interviews. They're raving about Russell Wilson and the success he's had in his career. Justin Fields has said how much of a help he's been with him. So I think just having some more veteran leadership for this team, not just on the offensive side, even on the defensive side, even the addition of Patrick Queen, who's been there, you know, done that, is very, very huge for this football team. Yeah. So I think I feel more confident of getting off to a better start this year with our new, you know, coordinator, just simply because we have veteran leadership on the players' side now.
Well, and you know what that brings. With that brings respect from the other players too. Which, let's be honest, do you think George Pickens had respect for Kenny Pickett?
I highly doubt it.
I brought that name up.
Are we talking
you know
right
what I'm
now?
saying, though?
Damn it, JT.
Are we talking right now? Or
no, but what I'm saying is
that's for wide receiver practice because Russell Wilson signed.
Because of a Russell Wilson signing. He has their respect already. He's earned it with his you know, his devotion to his training and practicing, and you know, they related that to be similar to what AB did earlier in his career. He was always the first one there, the last one leave, always working extra.
Well, here's the thing,
saying all the right things.
Segment deleting of the AB comment.
JT, and I'm, you know, and I agree with you. And like a lot of these younger players, because we are a younger team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, they were kids watching Russell Wilson at quarterback at the pinnacle of his career. They know they've seen it firsthand just how good of a quarterback he actually can be in the right situation. Okay, I don't think Denver was the right situation for him. This situation could be. Now, I have a different opinion on who I think is going to be playing that position, but him being on this roster, whether he's starting or not, is going to speak volumes for this football team moving forward. I really honestly believe that.
Well, there are other intangibles at play here too, other than just his, you know, quarterback talent. But, you know, along with that, the veteran presence, the veteran calmness, the game is slow for him now. You could tell for Kenny Pickett, he was always, you know, the game was moving too fast for that guy there. He did it again. But, yeah, this team needs leadership, and I think that was a.
Also going to put Russell Wilson back into.
Did I lose you there for a sec?
Yeah.
It's also going to put Russell Wilson back into.
But yeah, to bring him in, I think that was a smart move. Now, what Fields, and maybe we can transition to that. But Kitch, any thoughts on Russell Wilson? Let's go around the horn on it. Your thoughts on Russell Wilson?
Well, I think Russ gets a little bit less credit than he deserves, honestly, just because last year, statistically, his numbers really weren't that bad. He had, like, what, 20 touchdowns to 8 picks?
He was really good in the red zone, Kitch.
Yeah, and we've really needed it. I mean, like, we've been able to get down there. We haven't been able to actually, like, punch it in. I mean, granted, I don't really much care for Russell as a character off the field. He's definitely changed a lot since he first came into the league. I was a fan whenever he took the starting job in Seattle. Not so much after the Super Bowl wins. I think it kind of got to his head. But him as a person, I don't think is a good fit for Pittsburgh, but I think he will have a chance to earn another contract somewhere else next year. I think he's going to start and try to mentor Justin Fields, because I still think Justin Fields is a little too raw as a passer.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
I think he's going to be the starter, but the line's going to be the key. Can he see him from? He's going to have to roll out.
Well, Drew Brees
Short.
did all right. He was pretty short.
Like 10 years now.
Yeah.
Wilson, they said in Pittsburgh, he's been the hardest worker as a quarterback they've ever seen. We'll see if it's on the field.
No.
Yeah.
Tomlin's only seen 3 quarterbacks since he's been here. Starting quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, Big Ben.
Not guys, but starting quarterbacks. Let's rephrase that so I don't get mocked.
So I hear, what you're saying, Chris. Everybody's saying, he's working so hard. His work ethic's great and fantastic. That only gets you so far. In the NFL, it's about talent. You know what I mean? How far has he dropped off since the Seattle days is the big question. Now, I think there's more that this offense can provide with Justin Fields under center and not Russell Wilson. I think there's more gifts to be given with Justin Fields underneath center. I mean, when you look at their stats side by side, they're very, very comparable. The one thing Justin Fields had that Russell Wilson didn't have was his escapability and his rushing ability. And we see that, every single year within our own division with Lamar Jackson, how valuable that running quarterback can be in today's new age of the NFL. We see it now with the last draft. Caleb Williams, scrambling quarterback. Jaden Davis jumped up the draft board because his dual threat ability. You look at Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis, he has that dual threat capability. This is the new NFL. And I think one camp with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields listening to what he has to say could honestly really propel him. And I honestly think by the end of all this, Justin Fields is going to be the starter. He is the focal point to be the heir apparent to the starting quarterback job in Pittsburgh. It's not Russell Wilson.
Even if he is the starter, I do not feel bad letting Russell Wilson have a clipboard for what we're paying him.
No, and I think they gave Russ the starting nod because I don't think Pittsburgh thought they had a shot at getting Justin Fields until they found a trade partner for Kenny Pickett. Then it was like, okay, now we can realistically go get him.
They didn't. They had no plans at getting Justin Fields. Sorry, I was getting feedback there. No plans for Justin Fields until the Kenny Pickett thing. There it is. That's 3. God, stop.
I think.
But wait a minute. I know you've been chomping at the bit to throw that Fields is going to be the starter thing out there. But before you go there in too deep, let me just say, do we really need Russell Wilson to be a dynamic quarterback, or do we just need Russell Wilson to manage the game and hit the receivers that are open?
Well, see, and that's the thing, JT.
And run off of his play action ability and go with it. Go ahead.
JT, we've been starved as Steelers fans for quality quarterback play. Everybody is clinging on to the safe bet, the safety net. You gotta take the training wheels off here. You know what I mean? You have somebody with actual raw talent, somebody that was actually worthy of being a first round quarterback. We didn't have that with the last guy. I'm not going to name him by name, but let's be honest here. He wasn't first round material to take. We had other options that we could have taken there. We were scared that we were going to miss him because of the whole Dan Marino thing. It's time to let it all go. Okay. We can now start over fresh with somebody that has some actual ability. We've seen it. Everybody's watched the highlight videos. You can see the guy is talented. Now he has actual weapons. We reinforced the offensive line. He never really had an offensive line in front of him. He was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL with who else? Russell Wilson. Now he has an actual offensive line to play behind. He has a dual threat running backs behind him.
Okay,
It's a great situation for him.
All right, you've made your point.
I'm just saying, I'm just case in point. You know what I mean? I honestly believe the best chance to win is with him.
Round all around the group, starting with Adam. Does Justin Fields start in 2024-25 season? And if so, what game? Go ahead, Adam.
Well, I mean, we talked about the schedule. I mean, obviously they're going to start Wilson at least through week 2. They're going to let him get through Denver.
Oh, yeah. They're going to let him play in Denver.
Unfortunately, they're going to let him get through Denver.
I know somebody that got shot in
Denver's
Denver.
where he gets hurt, and we see Fields. But I'm with Freight Train. I would rather see Fields. I have never been a Russell Wilson fan. I just haven't. So it's like, it's hard for me to root for this guy. Now he's on our team. He's our quarterback, supposedly. But I'm with, I don't know. Like, he didn't have much in Denver. Didn't have much of anything in Denver. But he had Metcalf in Seattle, and they didn't do much. Had Lockett in Seattle, didn't do much.
Well,
as far as
Super Bowl together.
I'm not saying they didn't do well together as far as trophy wise. They didn't do very good.
All right. So you're saying game 3?
I'm saying game 3.
All right, Kitch, what do you think? Possibly win?
I'm saying possibly if
he's not done with his point, JT.
Sorry, I thought you
were. Why are you rushing everybody?
Hey, John, thanks for jumping on. John says both QBs hold on to the ball like it's their firstborn, hence the sacks.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyhow, Kitch, what do you think?
We got used
Justin
to
Fields starts
avoiding sacks and Ben Roethlisberger and getting away from all that in the early years.
True. He was tough to bring down, no doubt.
And now with this new hip check, Ben Roethlisberger might be like a beast now. This is like, does anyone know, like, these guys bench press 600 pounds? They're going to be able to carry like 4 guys because they can't hit them low.
Sure.
Derrick Henry might have a field year. He might be able to carry guys for 30 yards. Who knows?
Well, that's what they're looking
he's
for.
in Baltimore, dude. He's going to blow his knee out.
I'm just saying, like, if you watch Derrick Henry, he's so upper body. It's going to be hard to bring him down with these with the hip roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that gets thrown out like week 1.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic.
I know, but that was just something we talked about the other night on my show.
Yeah, good point. There's also new first down technology in preseason. We'll talk about that in a sec. But Kitch, go ahead. Do you think Justin Fields does he start this year? If so, when?
If he does this year, I would say it would be later in the season. I mean, we've seen Pittsburgh kind of wait to pull the trigger on things with, pulling a quarterback before, like, way longer than they should have. So,
what you mean, like Mason Rudolph?
Yeah,
last 3 games.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if Russ does struggle enough for them to consider that, it probably won't be till like the last quarter of the season.
Yeah, I have to think that myself. Chris, what are your thoughts? Fields play?
He's going to play. I think if he does start, like Kit said, it'll be later in the season, barring Russell struggles or not.
Yeah, so that leads me to the next point. Do you think he'll be on a short string?
Yeah, we've seen it. Pittsburgh fans are going to sit and wait around. We've seen it with Kenny Pickett.
Hey, we got an offensive coordinator fired mid-season.
After Mitch Trubisky's first interception, they were chanting his name.
This isn't the homegrown college kid. This is Russell Wilson, who I don't know. I don't know. Like, were you guys a fan of him when he was elsewhere?
I liked him in Seattle at first until after.
I didn't like playing him.
I didn't ask that. I said, were you a fan? Like, was he someone you drafted on your fantasy teams? Because that seems to be like a question that can lead into, do you think he's going to have good stats?
But do we need him to be that? I guess that's my point. Do we need him to be that, or is he?
Well,
is it okay? Can he be another Mason Rudolph and just manage the game, work his play action, and hit some receivers across the middle, like we haven't figured out how to do for the last couple of years?
Well, yeah,
Well,
JT, you're right.
Middle in big games.
You're right, JT, because if you look at the Arthur Smith offense, Ryan Tannehill had his best statistical numbers in his career in this offense because he was more of a game manager, because Derrick Henry was running for 2,000 yards. So basically, Ryan Tannehill threw on third downs, don't turn the ball over, and they won. I mean, you saw that team go to the AFC Championship game with Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill didn't really have much to do with it.
Yeah, right.
I just want to let you know, guys, my AC guy is on the way right now. So I don't know how long I have. He just said he was on his way.
No problem, man.
That's all I got.
Got to get it cool in there.
I just want to keep everyone updated. It's hot as balls in the sun.
I'll bet. Hey, Jeremiah, thanks for tuning in, man. Always good to see you guys. John says Fields maxed the Wonderlic test at 130, first time in NFL history, yet he struggles with processing, thus holding on to the ball in sacks. He is an anomaly. Another slash.
I'm guessing John is not a Justin Fields fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
It's hard to be a Justin Fields fan when you play for Chicago.
Was going to be my next statement. You read my mind.
Yeah, too.
It's hard to be a Justin Fields fan because he came from Ohio State.
Hey, you shut your mouth, Chris. I know people. I can get you kicked out of this.
Listen, that's what a lot of people said. CJ Stroud was an awful quarterback too, but his rookie season,
seemed all right.
Yeah,
he's okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, JT,
but Mr. Irrelevant.
That's a system thing.
If he has a good season, he's probably going to get a big payday after the end of this year.
Well, let's hope Russell Wilson and the new Pittsburgh Steelers is a system thing too. I think his leash will be long. I think at the very least, if he does get replaced, it'll be, if he totally shits the bed. Otherwise, by mid-season. What I want to see is I want to see them utilize them both, to be honest with you. I want to see them have both quarterbacks on the field or mix them up, put Fields in every once in a while. Maybe it's a pass. Maybe it's a run. Yeah, I don't know. I think that gives them a lot of options.
Well, that would be something different. The other teams we play in the division wouldn't see either, because we've never done that.
Yeah, John says, I don't want to be wrong about Fields because that's the best for the team. Well, let's hope he gets some good tutelage early. And he consumes this offense well and, can start. I'm sure they're working a lot of things. According to some reports out of OTAs, that they're highly attentive to details and, running a pretty strict program going on with these OTAs. I think a guy from the local Pittsburgh sports radio show was on talking about that. He was there watching. He said it was pretty crisp and well organized and a lot of focus on details. So let's hope those transition.
Did you guys hear the Bears paid their reporter to come down and report on Fields?
No.
Yeah. And the only report he gave was Fields is in a lot better place.
Yeah. Well, we all know that.
That's all we said. That's all we said on the radio whenever we called in.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
JT, what do I hear about this electronic first down stuff? What's going on?
Yeah, so I thought we'd bring that up and chat about it. What you guys are thinking? I'll read it off to you. This is
USFL rule, another one.
NFL to test the first down technology in preseason rule change in 2024 if approved. So they're saying they're going to immediately change it if approved after
You
that.
have the microchip in the ball.
What it is here, I'll read it. According to Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports, NFL will test an optical tracking system during the preseason and intended to make for a more accurate measurement system that reduces the amount of human error.
That is the same thing USFL did on their gameplay.
Don't you remember NHL tried that with the puck too? Remember how they had the tracer on the puck?
Yeah. I tell you what, though, if they end up using this, I'm pretty sure the band Styx is going to use Acrisure Stadium on their cover of their upcoming tour. I mean, you got Renegade, then you'll have Mr. Roboto. I mean, I'm sorry. I got too much time on my hands.
Domo Marigato.
Oh, it's better than working your life away.
Nice. I see what you did that.
Yeah.
Is that because you're snowblind?
Hey, listen. Hey, we better, you know what? Everybody just come sail away with us.
Oh, you dog. Where? To the point of no return. Oh,
JT, you're a blue collar man.
Sorry, that was actually Kansas. So, my
This is
bad.
almost like the Major League Baseball track robot umpires. Come on,
Yeah, really.
leave the chain gang into football.
They still mess it up. They have the strike
That's
zone
more
right
good
there, and they
football.
still mess it up. Those umps still mess
It
it
worked
up.
pretty well in the USFL, JT. I don't know if you can look that up or not and see the stats of it.
No, but I'm interested to see it. Hey, anything. I mean, fair is fair, but there comes a point where how much do you want to take the human element out of the game? Teams have gotten screwed on bad calls, both for and against. So
Well, why not, JT? They're taking football out of the game too. So
that's true. You can't can't tackle anymore.
Yeah.
And you can't touch the guy if you're defending a receiver.
Well,
So,
now
yeah,
you
it's
can't
just-
touch a running back unless you're on his shoulders.
Yeah. Can't grab
I
by
don't
the
see-
collar. Can't grab him by
See
anything.
this
and
hip hop
use your
hip-
weight.
back lasting. They'll take it. They'll take this rule out. It'll be disastrous.
I can't wait
Mhm.
till the first penalty. And
Yeah,
can't they
it's-
review it? Didn't I hear something they can review this call if it's a penalty?
It wasn't there talk about that too, being able to review some calls that got missed.
That's what I mean with that. I don't know. I don't remember if that was part of the review call or not.
I don't know. We'll have to look that one up. But I did hear something to that effect too. Yeah, good point, Adam.
I have not broken down all the new rules yet. I'm just kind of playing it by ear from what I hear.
There's the lot. I don't know. I think the most impactful is going to be this kickoff
I kind
situation.
of like it. We're
Yeah, I
probably
think
gonna-
that's the best rule change of the offseason.
like if it's not kicked in that zone, they get the ball at the 30. 20 comes back into play finally. But it's going to kill yardage. It's going to kill some stats because the 30 is different than the 25.
What is it? The kicking team, they can't move until the ball was catched. Is that what that is?
That's
Both them
I
and
believe so.
the-
Yes. Yes. John says humans with chains will still be backups. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Today's small receivers would get abused under the old rules. Now they can run free. Oh, yeah. Defensive pass interference, DPIs. So you'd think they'd back off that if they wanted more offense. Just like baseball. Pitching has gotten so good. Baseball's doing everything they can to try to generate more offense again. Try to get the game moving
It seems
faster.
like the scores have gone up.
They
In
have.
my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like the scores have gone up since they've
Yeah.
tried to do this.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully it's working.
I mean, very seldom do you see a 1-2-0 game anymore.
Yeah. I say they bring the Royd era back. That was more
I
fun.
do not like the DH though. Since while we're on a subject of Major League Baseball, I do not like the DH. I'm more of a traditional baseball guy. I know you are, Freight Train,
Mm-hmm.
but
Gotten
yeah,
used
one-
to it, but I do miss seeing the pitcher's head.
yeah. Hey, if you're in the lineup, you're in the roster, you're in the lineup, you hit. But anyhow, that's another thing. All right, so Steelers anointed with the NFL draft in what 2025?
26.
26. Sorry, yep, 2026.
Club erotic.
So where do you think they ought to have it?
The
Kitch
point.
at the point.
I jumped the gun. But yeah, the point would be perfect.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Why don't they like separate it and everybody's on like a riverboat? You know,
Riverboat party.
the riverboat party. Yeah, riverboat draft. I don't know. I can't see it anywhere else but the stadium, realistically.
That's where I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be at Acrisure.
I don't know, just for like the amount of people attending that and everything, how big it's gonna be, the most like logistical sense I could make of it would be like probably actually just outside of Pittsburgh over in Burgettstown.
Or convention center, maybe.
Are you saying at Star Lake they should have this?
That's
I
what he's
mean, it,
saying.
yeah, as far as being able to fit as many people as possible, that'd probably be the best place for it.
But they could sit 60,000 at Acrisure Stadium. You're only fitting 38 at.
Oh, I didn't know that was its capacity. I just know the place is pretty huge. And
Yeah. Yeah, John says he heard North Shore Stadium combo. So we talking PNC and Hines or Acrisure? That whole area. I don't know. What about
That would-
Stage AE? I don't know how many they can fit in there.
What, 5,000?
Yeah. Well,
You imagine the traffic that day? My goodness.
Yeah, and good luck getting a hotel room nearby too.
It's really
Traveled
going to
for
be where it's at.
22 years I've traveled to Pittsburgh when I was in construction. And them tunnels, my goodness.
No, yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty.
Put 350,000 people.
whoever the
What they're
first
calling
pick is
for.
still going to be in Fort Pitt Tunnel when he gets picked. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where they hold it. I'm just more excited for the simple fact that
Jeremiah, they need them parking spots, all right?
Oh yeah, there's no else. Yeah, they need that.
I'm just happy that an actual football town is going to be holding the draft. Okay. I know Detroit, they say they're football fans, but where you been the past 15, 20 years, you finally started doing good. You showed up. Steelers fans show in and show out no matter what our record is. And, Las Vegas, let's be honest, they're not a football city. They're a betting capital of the world. So I think it's good for the NFL draft to be back in an actual football city, and it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Okay, so thanks to John here in the comments, I just looked up what he said to. It's saying it'll be at Point State Park. Point Park in downtown Pittsburgh. That and Acrisure, both.
How do you do both?
I don't know. That's what it was saying whenever I looked it up. He was
Are they going to have like a
Looking at
jumbo?
build something across the river.
They're going to have a jumbotron at the point, and then the main event at Acrisure.
I guess. I'm not sure.
And if you get a ticket, does that get you in both spots?
They're staying right outside Acrisure and spilling over into the downtown area. Yeah, John says Detroit made what? What did they make? Detroit made here. I'll take that off. Take that down. 186 million. Yeah, this would be great for the city of Pittsburgh. I posted it on our Facebook page. It'd be phenomenal for the city. Better get your hotel rooms ahead of time, though. I can tell you that. Just to try to get a hotel room during a Steeler game is brutal, man. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Get there 2 nights beforehand.
Better get there early. Yeah.
Or at least book it well ahead of time.
Yeah, great for the city of Pittsburgh, too.
My buddy NFL Outdated was at Detroit, and he said it was an absolute blast. A lot of pictures. He's a Bears fan, let you know. So I'm sure if you would have given me more time, I could have maybe had a Fields expert come on.
That's no worries, man. No worries.
Yeah, I heard today that 93.7 The Fan that they said at least 150 mil to Steelers. The city will make at least.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they'll draw. There's no worries there.
Well, I mean, also you got to figure out how many Steeler fans are going to be drawn. Just period.
Oh yeah.
Here's the next question. Where Yinsby going?
I might. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just got to register.
Mm-hmm.
You have to register. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Might
There will
as
certainly be a lot of people to connect with down there for sure. While we're out there.
That would be fun.
Hey, by the way, that show I was talking to you guys earlier about, I don't know if we were on air when I was doing that, but if you get a chance to check out the movie called Broke, it's about famous athletes and their situations, how soon they mismanage their money and run out. I think Leon Searcy from the Steelers is on there too. I didn't mention that before, but yeah.
Is this your next segment?
Pretty vocal. Nah.
I don't know. I don't know too much about that situation you talked about with AB. I just saw a quick draw up of it.
Yeah, not a whole lot about it, but yeah, since we're bringing up that financial situation, the dude made $88 million, or at least that's what I read earlier, but $88 million in his career, and he's filed for bankruptcy now. Says he has $50,000 in the bank.
How do you do that?
Well, between lawsuits,
I was $88 million.
Yeah, lawsuits,
Child
failed
support.
endeavors, child support.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yep. I mean, it'll go pretty quick.
Yeah,
Does he have like
yeah,
5
I see a
kids
bunch of
to
money
6
in it.
different women?
Attorney fees.
Running the Albany Empire into the ground.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. Couldn't even keep that team afloat.
I just can't imagine blowing that much money.
Well,
don't-
when you get a chance, watch that movie. You'll see it's not that much. He had
I
his
mean,
hands
I know
on.
you see a couple cars you want, and you're up to a $3 million just like that.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to have a Bentley. You got to have the Escalade. You got to have, the Porsche or the Lamborghini.
Oh, and production
3
costs for
houses.
that whole weird thing a few years ago whenever him and like Jake Paul had like a rap battle on social media.
Anyone think Tyson's going to beat the living piss out of him?
Tyson knocks him out in the first 30 seconds.
Oh, it's gonna be quick. Tyson's got that.
I really hope they would have let him go 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes.
I think I could do that, John. I'm your guy.
He wants Ray Train to announce the draft pick out. Hey, he may be busy announcing the play-by-play. Take over Bill Hillgrove's.
Hey,
spot.
listen here. Heck, I wouldn't even pick up. I was double fisting beers, and I wouldn't even pick up the basketball for
Louis Lips.
For Louis Lips.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
It's fun
Well,
to sit down there like Pat McAfee did for his podcast at a draft. That seemed like a wild time, just sitting there bullshitting with all the guys. That seemed like fun.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
that would be. We had some fun during the draft too. We jumped on with a bunch of guys, and
Oh, you guys did do something?
yeah, we just kind of sat in, kind of threw it together last minute, but we all sat in watching the pick one at a time from 1 through 20, and that was a lot of fun. So we may do that again next year. Hard to say. Not in 2026 though. We may be broadcasting from down there. How about a freight train?
We can attempt it. Yeah. I'm
That's
willing to try it.
Just remember, boys, you can draw internet now from your phone to your tablet, so you can run internet.
That's right. That's right. We don't need no stinking computers, man. We got our phones.
We got our hotspots.
That's it. Well, hey, we're up against the clock, guys. Around the horn once. Last thoughts before we say goodnight. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, your thoughts?
Yeah, last thoughts.
I honestly believe we can be 7-2 going into this dreadful stretch and still possibly finish under 500.
I like your optimism. We'll have to get together for the actual predictions.
That was quick look. I mean, that was very quick look. I think those 3 games in 10 days is going to be a stretch, but we're not the only team that does it, so I can't bitch. Apparently, the Ravens do it twice.
Hey.
I didn't know that. Did you guys?
Hey,
know
John,
that?
if Justin Fields ends up being our franchise quarterback, you owe me a case of Iron City beer.
Hey, you know what? I saw
Rolling Rock
posted that Steelers, are keeping an eye on the 2025 quarterback draft class. I don't know about.
You're not going to get one at pick 17.
No, once again.
This was the quarterback draft class.
Well, maybe this is the year the NFL drew up a schedule where Tomlin can actually have a losing season and we can get higher draft picks.
I didn't know we wanted to dig into that. You don't know he's my coach, but he's not my coach.
We're not. We're up against the clock.
Yeah, we're not. We're not. Just a transition. All right, Kitch, last thoughts.
I mean, going to that whole QB draft class thing, I would be much more comfortable just trying to use the guys we have as a bridge until the 26 class. I think it would just work out better in general. I think that's a better draft class, but I mean, with this team, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. I'm not putting my expectations too high after what happened last year. After that preseason, I thought Pittsburgh was probably going to go like 12-5. I'm going to
well, that changed rapidly, didn't it?
I'm not the only. All right, I'm not the only one, Keach. I also had him at 12-5 last year.
Yeah, I didn't expect the offense to implode that bad after the preseason where they were damn near perfect. So I'm just wait and see.
Freight train.
Oh, you guys all know my last thoughts. I'm on the Justin Fields train. But I hope everybody had fun tonight. I want to thank our sponsors, Ace Hardware, for sponsoring the show tonight. And Adam, it was good to see you again. Appreciate you coming on.
Always fun. I'm glad I got the invite. It might have been last minute, but I am grateful to come on.
I appreciate you making time, man.
Always face on this camera, man.
Unfortunately, JT has a bedtime, so we can't have a 3-hour show. But Chris, it was good to see you. Kitch, fun as always. Hey, Kitch, before you go, you got to show everybody the Mr. Clean haircut.
I actually have hair. It's just the light makes it so you can't really see it.
Smooth as a baby's rear end.
Thanks for jumping on, John, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. All right, Chris, wrap us up, man.
I think I'm excited for this season coming, and we're going to win 2 playoff games this year.
Yep. See, he's on that weed again.
Whoa.
Here we go, Steelers. I don't do that kind of stuff.
I saw you reach over for that edible.
That was my beer.
Steelers
comes in liquid form now.
Pennsylvania. Well, I want to thank JT for letting me pop on again. It was fun.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, love you guys chiming in. It's the best. My thoughts are this, Freight Train, I'm with you, man. There was nobody else pushing for Justin Fields harder than I was as actually the guy. So for us to get Russell Wilson, and then when the news to hit that Saturday that we got Fields too after that other guy left, I didn't do it.
Appreciate that.
I'm very optimistic that Russell Wilson is going to be able to kind of set the pace for things. He's going to manage the offense. He's going to be a great tutor for Fields. I would love to, and I'm pushing for them to incorporate Fields into the game earlier. He doesn't have to be the starting quarterback, but let's get him on the field. His athleticism is just phenomenal. I remember when we played him, he almost beat us when we played him. What was that, 2 years ago? That was his rookie year.
Yeah, when Marsh got the bogus penalty called against him, or they had won the game.
Yeah. So I was encouraged by that. So wait and see, though. Camp, OTAs, camp are going to tell a lot. And, we'll be able to see. And once they get to camp, we'll actually be able to see it with our own two eyes, which reminds me, Friday Night Lights, you'll find us down there in Latrobe High School Stadium, too. So mark that, circle that on your calendar. Adam, if you can make it down, come on down, man. Yep.
Do a show live from.
Yeah, we'll do a spot live for it. Hopefully we'll get some people to jump on with us. If nothing else, we'll get some good interviews from some people, have them on our show the following Thursday or Monday, depending on where we go. So with that said, thank you, gentlemen. Adam, good to see you again. Kitch, as always, Chris and Freight Train. Gentlemen,
Adios.
JT
have a
and the
great
crew.
week.
Gonna invite my
Here we go, Steelers.
Gonna invite my new co-host on, Rich Richardson. Worked for CBS Sports for 20 years. Very knowledgeable gentleman, very Pittsburgh guy. So I'll let you know too. Thursdays is date night though. Him and his wife go on a date every Thursday to keep it real.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, keep us posted, and then quick plug on your podcast.
Well, send me the link. Send me the tweet. I'll share it.
All right, adios. That's Spanish for goodbye.
All righty.
Wait, we're going to Brazil this year.
Dog. We need pictures.
I'm not going to Brazil. The NFL is. It's gonna be hot
Still
as
need
balls.
pictures. All
Send
right,
them a
gentlemen.
postcard.
We're out of here. Careful,
Careful
on
the
the
hot
hot
dub.
We'll
Thank
see you next time.
You didn't say it. Say it again.
Welcome to the Steelers Realm Podcast.